Today is Thursday, Parashat Vayikra. It's the first day of Nisan. It's the day that we say Birkat HaIlanot. The whole month of Nisan is appropriate to say Birkat HaIlanot. This is the bracha when you see fruit trees that have blossoms on them, and the blossoms will turn into fruits. And this is a bracha that we said today, that there's nothing lacking in His world, and that He created it with good creations and good trees for us to enjoy. So today also is the beginning of the inauguration of the Mishkan, and each one of the first 12 days, one of the heads of each tribe brought offerings to the Mishkan. On the first day, he was the head of the tribe of Yehuda. His name is Nachshon ben Aminadav. And he brought an offering, and it's listed, and we read it this morning right after Shachrit. And each day, every head of a tribe brought exactly the same type of offering. So there is no one doing something that is more important than the other. They're all equally important, all the same offering. Yet, rather than mentioning them all as a group and saying they all brought the same exact offering, the Torah gives importance and recognizes and acknowledges each one of them by name, and listing exactly every part of the offering that they brought, even though it would seem redundant, but to show how you have to give honor and respect and give credit to every person for what they contributed, even though it's the same like the person gave before. However, according to our sages, each one of them being another tribe, even though they were the same offering, each one of them brought them with a different kavanah, with a different intention in terms of the spiritual ideas connected with that offering based on the unique character of that specific tribe. And in truth, every tribe, even though they're part of one whole, the Jewish people, each one of them is from a different perspective, so to speak. And that's why when they received the blessings, both from Yaakov Avinu and from Moshe Rabbeinu, each one received his blessing not as one general blessing for all of them, but each one was given his unique blessing that is appropriate for him specifically, based on his natural inclination, his potential, his talents, and his persona, his unique individual quality as one of the children of Yaakov Avinu. So today we highlight the offering of Yehuda, the tribe of Yehuda. The head is Nachshon ben Aminadav. Why do we start with Yehuda? After all, Yehuda was the fourth child, not the first one. You could say, why don't we start with Reuven, who was the first child? Well, Yehuda, from him came the kings. He was the dynasty, that's where David HaMelech is from, the tribe of Yehuda. Yehuda is the leader. In the desert, around the Mishkan, the 12 tribes were encamped around the Mishkan, and there was on each side 3 tribes to come to 12. So on the eastern side, it was the tribe of Yehuda together with Zvulun and Issachar. On the south was Reuven, etc. And with each one of the sides of the compass, if you wish, there was another group of 3 tribes. And Yehuda was the tribe on the east, and he was the first one to travel. The first one to travel as they traveled through the desert. He was the number one moving, and behind him was the people in his group of 3, and then afterwards it would be the south, and the west, and then the north, people on the north. The final one was Dan, the one on the Dan which was in the north, but the first one was Yehuda and Issachar and Zvulun that were with him. They were moving first, and that's why today, being the first month of the year, because also we have 12 tribes, we have 12 months of the year, so being the first month of the year, in the order of the traveling in the desert, Yehuda is the first one to travel. He's the first one that parallels the first month of the year, and Yehuda is given that honor. From him came the kings. And what was so special about Yehuda? Well, Yehuda, a few things. Number one, the name of Yehuda has in it the name of Hashem. Yud and He and Vav and He. There's a Dalet also in there, but all the letters of the name of Hashem are included in his name. Yehuda also in Hebrew comes from a root word, a verb that could mean one of two meanings. One of them is to be thankful. And in truth, his mother Leah gave him the name of Yehuda because she was thankful in the sense that she felt she got more than what she deserved. It was known that Yaakov Avinu would have 12 children. He was married actually to 4 wives. Leah and Rachel, Zilpah and Bilhah. And each one, if you take 12 divided by 4, you would come to 3 tribes per each of the wives. When Leah got her 4th child, which was Yehuda, she felt that she got more than she deserved. And she was so thankful to Hashem. And Yehuda represents that idea of thankfulness. And we, the Jewish people, are called Yehudi. We start the day with Modeh Ani Lefanecha. We thank Hashem for a new day. And that's one of the meanings that Yehuda is associated with. The other meaning is Lehodot, which means not only to be thankful, is another meaning, Lehodot, is to admit. And Yehuda had the great quality of admitting fault in the episode that he had with Tamar. He could have totally denied any wrongdoing, but when he realized what was happening, and that's a story in itself in the Torah, he admitted fault even though nobody would have known if he hadn't said, yes, I'm the person who did that. And that's another quality that Yehuda is recognized for. And Yehuda, we see his leadership also. Nachshon ben Aminadab, who was the head of the tribe of Yehuda, we see his leadership in the parting of the Red Sea. He's the one that had that faith and devotion to Hashem and bitachon to come and start walking in the waters before the sea parted, until the water came to his nostrils and then the sea parted. That kind of leadership is something that he's recognized for, and that's why he comes, in terms of his tribe, he's the one from whom the kings come out. Now there's another thing also. Melech in Hebrew, which means a king, is associated also with the ability not only to control others, but to control oneself, to have self-control. And Yehuda had that also. And therefore, the fact that he recognized his fault and admitted, the fact that he was a leader, naturally a leader, and the fact also that he's associated with thankfulness. And today, as we thank Hashem for the beautiful fruit trees as they flower, we also think of Yehuda, who's the leader, who's the person that is recognized as the first one to bring his offerings for the inauguration of the Mishkan. So, Rosh Chodesh Tov U'Mvorach, and also we could say in a sense, Shana Tova, may be a good and fruitful year full of blessings, as we begin the first month of the year based on, in the Torah, Chodesh Harishon, the first month. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.